It's a wild and crazy 47 degrees here in the Gettysburg area. 47 whopping degrees. I got my shorts on, I got my tank top on. Gonna go jog around the battlefield, and then do a little sunbathing at a rec park. None of that's true. Well, except for the 47 degrees. That's true. Everything after that was total bull. But here we are in the beautiful area that we are in. Good morning, Beaver. How are you? So today was my work from home day, and I was going to do a lot of catch up on stuff. The show went long yesterday, the recording, and I was in a rush to get out because the dog had been home alone, for too long, and so wanted to get home and feed her and take her out. Nothing worse than having to pee and hold it all day. So I did that and forgot my laptop. So I have to go into the studio now and get my laptop. So there we go. BKW, how are you? Faye, good morning. So I found out that YouTube messed with their algorithms again, which is I'm led to believe not normal for them to do that twice in a 12-month period, but whatever. So now, of course, it's like you gotta rebuild again. It was going good there for a little bit, but that's how it goes. Good morning, John B. He says, good morning, Matt. I jog too. I just use my car, though. Yeah, what I like to do is if I see somebody jogging, I'll drive alongside them and yell words of encouragement. And often they have earbuds in. So I figure the energy that it takes to project my voice loud enough so that they hear that I'm at least talking to them. They don't have to hear what I say necessarily, but they can at least hear that I'm speaking to them over their headphones. Then I figure that's probably about the same amount of calories that jogging does for me there, or burns for me. So, I get a good jog in once in a while. Good morning, Alicia. How are you? Do you say it Alicia or Alicia? Dragoon, good morning. Dustin, good morning. Now we're entering Fairfield, named for Fairfield, England. But its fields are fair, though. Fair and beautiful. Yes. Fairfield is a cool little town. I mean, it's a small little town. There's a couple of restaurants, few restaurants that are all good and worth your visit. But that's it. There's really nothing to do but drive through it, eat in it, and I recommend taking a stroll. There's it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice, quiet little town. You come to just past the mansion house on the left. You go to the mansion house for dinner, nice fancy dinner, and then you go, oh, that was good. And since the food is fresh and not greasy and gross, and it's like farm to table type stuff, well, then you feel good. And so you go, oh, you know what, let's take a stroll. And you go for a stroll. And then you have a nice walk with your special someone. Hello, yes. Yes, wait, what is it? Yes. Oh, yes. Hello. Anders, live stream and drive, brilliant. Oh, you should see what else we do. It's even more brilliant. Mark Elliott, what state are you in? I am in a state of confusion, sometimes denial, and often depression. How about you? Alicia, Mom says. Okay, good. Because that's the way you should say it. SP. Good morning, Matt. Greetings to Cindy and Major. Hello, SP. How are you? I will tell them you said hello, and I'm sure they say hello back. So I will give you their return hello preemptively. Mark Elliott, are you in Maine? Yes. Gettysburg, Maine? No, I shouldn't be sarcastic with you in case you're serious. No, we're in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, United States of America. Bill says, good morning. I am too in a constant state of confusion and denial. Yeah, see, okay, good. Glad to know that we're residing in the same state. Morning, Jeffrey, how are you? Faye, back in Florida. With a tear or is that a sweat? I don't envy you. I would rather be there right now. Although, as you can see, the snowy fields are almost clear. So the filth of the last few weeks is melting now. Again, it's 47 degrees. I don't know what the high is supposed to be today, but I'm hoping it's somewhere in the 50s and we can get rid of all this crap. The songbirds were singing this morning. I think spring has finally arrived. It is a nice day here today. Yes, I can't really say much more than that. It is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Jeffrey says, living my best life, one horrific work day at a time. Paranormal Bruce says, love these drive-thrus. Will be there for my annual bar crawl last weekend in February. Got 25 people joining this year. Very nice. Good. Speaking of February and things to do, it's trivia and tacos and trivia night, February 15th at the Seminary Ridge Museum in the Refectory building. We did it last year. This is our second annual. We had a lot of fun last year, and we're doing it again. So go to seminaryridgemuseum.com or .org. Just Google the Seminary Ridge Museum. Here's what you put in. Seminary, Gettysburg, Tacos Trivia, February 15th, 2025, and it'll come up. Go in there, get yourself some tickets, join us. It's BYOB and EYOT, which is Eat Your Own Tacos. But, of course, it's not your own. You don't have to bring the tacos. So it's EJOT, which is Eat Jake's Own Tacos. Jake Schindel from the Ragged Edge is making the tacos. He made a delicious taco spread last year, and we look forward to, burying face in some tacos and having a good time. It's like a feed. It's a taco feed. You just eating tacos. And trivia. Last year, the Addressing Gettysburg team almost won second place, and it was because they listened to the wrong teammate in the final answer. Okay, relax. Paranormal Bruce says, can't wait to move to Gettysburg. Oh yeah, when are you moving? Do you know yet, or are you hoping to one day move here? Mark says, have you ever snowmobiled before? No, I have not. I tend to avoid going out in the snow when it's unnecessary. So I don't understand winter sports and recreation. I don't know why anybody in their right mind would want to go out in that god-awful mess that we call winter. More power to you. I'm actually kind of envious that you can find joy in that. I can't. I find joy in sleeping as much as I can through the winter so that it passes faster. And then I come alive in spring, and I don't want to go in to the house at all in spring and summer and fall. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful outside. even when it's sweltering hot. Although, you know, I have less tolerance for humidity as I get older. We're going to beep and say hi to 6 Questions and Debbie there in the plant. No, I forgot. I was trying to think of the name. I forgot the name. Today we're taking the actual detour that they have for us to get back onto the Fairfield Road. Mr. Santana says Mexican food. Me love Mexican food. There are several good Mexican restaurants in the area here. My favorite is Montezuma's, but really that isn't a slight against any of the others because they're all good. The good one down in Town called Cinco de Mayo, which of course, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, that means 5th de Mayo, and it is also good. So yes, I'm a huge fan of Mexican food. I don't know if that's what you were asking, or if you were just throwing the words Mexican food in there, but that's what it made me say. Jeffrey says, very impressed with these drives. Your mastery of the ability to drive, talk somewhat coherently, somewhat, and read comments without ADD kicking in is to be admired. Thank you. I probably shouldn't, because, you know, if I were looking at the thing, I wouldn't see that this guy's garbage can flew into the road. And if I were a good neighbor, I would get out and move it. But there's really no shoulder out here. And again, not a fan of being outside, even when it's 47 degrees. Mark Elliott says, us snowmobilers are pretty stupid, but it's fun. Well, isn't what is most stupid the most fun? For those of you who prefer the way, isn't that which is stupidest the mostest funnest? Because it's like, as long as you come out of it alive, even if you get hurt, but as long as you come out of it alive, it's like, it's an adrenaline rush. It's fun. Because you know you did something stupid, you know you did something dangerous, and you survived. The snowmobile usually ends up getting really cold or frostbite. But that's all for having fun. Maybe they don't make sense, but it's fun. I get the theme in your comment there is that it's fun. And they don't do them in like the overpopulated East Coast America. They usually do it out west where it's really pretty. What was that show it was like a mini series on HBO with the girl from Titanic, Kate Winslet, and it was like mayor of, I forget the name of the town, but anyway, see, that's stupid. You lose the connection, you lose 30 people right away. That's so annoying. Anyway, Easttown, Mayor of Easttown, I think it's called. Did anybody see that? That was really good, and I think that took place in winter, or at least part of it did. So that wasn't terrible because it was good writing. Mayor of Easttown, there you go. Thank you. Yes, Ken, exactly. Like driving and reading texts. Stupid, 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 but fun. Now, they're projected on my windshield. So I have this device that projects them on the windshield, so I'm looking through them. Yeah, Mayor of Easttown was very good. The other one called The Regime was not very good. I don't remember that one. Was that related to Mayor of Easttown? What do you mean by the other one? Hanan Khan. Is that Matt? I don't know. Is that Hanan Khan? I think it is. How are things on your side of the planet? Matt Damon. Oh, that was, she was the ruler of an Eastern European country. Yeah, I did. I didn't watch that one, but I did add it to my list. So you're saying it's not worth it? Yeah, I guess that doesn't really interest me, that she's the ruler of an Eastern European country. Like, what do I know of your Eastern European countries? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't. Oh, maybe I could. I don't know. We'll see. Well, what was that called? Oh God, Chernobyl. Chernobyl was really good. Hanan says, all's well. It's been cold, or it's not been cold, and we're begging for some chills. I've never, those words have never come out of my mouth. Oh, okay, so you watched the whole thing and it didn't care for it. Well, at least I like that. You gave it a chance. It didn't grab you. But you gave it the chance. So that just reminded me of something, and I forget what it was. Good morning, 6 questions. Did you hear me beep? We drove by the plant, and I beeped and said hello to you and Debbie. Hanan says, if you spend a summer in Pakistan, a lot of different words will be coming out of your mouth. I believe that. You know, like, we've got some comedians in this audience, and you know, Grant in Australia, Hanan in Pakistan, and we've got who else? Dustin has some funny stuff, and who's the other guy? Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. I'm drawing a blank. He's always got something funny. It'll come to me. Appreciate the greetings, but could not hear the honking. Yeah, well, it's a, you know, wimpy little Japanese horn, so it's not like... I should get an air horn put on it. Maybe you'll hear that. So we'll go through the battlefield, of course, because I always take that detour. For those of you who might be new to all of this insanity, we are a history show about the Battle of Gettysburg, and I often do these driving videos to further connect with the audience, but also to show them what they're missing. Not to rub it in their face, but to be like, because I know that they miss being here when they're not here. They love to visit it. It's a fantastic place to visit. The door is closed for people to move here. Sorry to say, no one is allowed to move until after I have passed away. Hopefully that's like another 40 years. So, sorry. Ty, that was it. I was thinking of Ty. Thank you very much, SP. Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard's horn. That'd be fun. Somebody drove through town. Excuse me. Somebody drove through town a couple of years ago. We were sitting at the Farnsworth House in the beer garden, and they had the Dukes of Hazzard horn. And everybody was like, oh my God, it's the Dukes of Hazzard horn. Except for the kids with the blue hair. They protested. Now I got that in my head. Thanks, Matt. Thanks. All right, so we're on West Confederate Avenue. If if you ever wonder, which side of the park is West Confederate Avenue on, well, it's in the name, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the Confederate side. Oh, also the west side. That's what I meant. Yeah, the west side. West Side, if you will. It's pretty windy today. That's the latest weather update I have for you. Yo, Estella, morning. We still have some snow in these shady areas here on the battlefield. But for the most part, as you'll see when we stop to look out at the field of Pickett's charge, it is all gone. Oh, thank you, Jeebus. It is all gone. Johnny Bravo says, new here, what's going on? Johnny, welcome, first of all. Let me say that. Let me start with welcome. Secondly, I'm going to say hello. And thirdly, I'm going to answer your question. On tomorrow's drive, so you're going to have to tune in tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm driving into the studio, and as I always do, I don't drive straight in unless I'm late. Usually, I take a circuitous route and drive through the battlefield for my morning zen. And I don't know, a couple of years ago, I started sharing the drives with the viewers because people love this place and they love to see it and they miss it. And so I thought I'd let them live vicariously through me. So that's what we're doing. And then for me, it's like going to a therapist for free because I just, ramble on and respond to the comments and things like that. And, warms up the vocal cords if I have a show to record. And it, it's just, it's good. That's right, Estella. This is Matt's therapy. Johnny Bravo, the show's called Addressing Gettysburg. I'm not being a smart ass, but I'm gonna let you guess. 3 guesses what battlefield the Addressing Gettysburg podcast is driving around. By the way, folks, that was the field of Pickett's charge. And I don't do that to be a pain in the butt rude, but I love that we all think, right? We think things through, and history is a lot of clues. You get clues, and then you put things together. So that's what we're doing there. Gettysburg says, so Matt gave you the answer. Damn it, Matt. Damn it. Estelle says, we appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. I'm glad you do. I appreciate that you appreciate it. Hanan says, Johnny, this is I'm not even going to read that. That's terrible. What the hell is a kilometer? 69th PA face Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. That's right. That's right. We will pass their monument. It's set off the road, so I'll try to get a shot of it from the road, but yes, that is correct. Ty Webb, there he is, the guy whose name I couldn't remember. Ty Webb, the other funny guy. Johnny, drive from the band The Cars. I don't get that reference. I'm not a big Cars aficionado. 6 questions says, you are near the metal plaque that explains the professions of the soldiers on the Virginia Memorial. No other indication, just a sign. I am salty from the exam. Why? You passed the exam. Don't worry about that. Put that behind you, Mike. Let's focus on the next step. We're doing a documentary about Mike's journey to the license. So I hope, God, I hope he passes. I don't want it to have a sad ending. I want it to have a happy ending. We'll have a big party for him. Um, we'll do like the Coyote Ugly thing, me, him, and who else? Colby won't be here anymore, so I don't know, maybe Mikey B or somebody else from the show. Another one of the other guys. We'll get up on the bar. We'll do some dancing. The Devil Went Down to Georgia or whatever it was. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Luke, where are you off to, buddy? I am off to work ultimately. Well, actually, I just got to drop in and get something, and then I'm going home to work. But right now, we are driving through Gettysburg National Military Park, and we just made a left on Pumping Station Road, which turns into Wheatfield Road after you cross the Emmitsburg Road, which is coming up just a bit. Matt, did your ancestors fight for the Union or for Confederacy? So we did some digging. Most of my family, 3/4 of my family, came over in the early 1900s. The poor Italians and the poor Irish, where they were treated like shit for a while. But they wanted their children to have a better life, and their children did. Although their children fought World War II and went through the Depression. But ultimately, after those little bumps in the road, life was good. But there's that one branch of the family that was here since the colonial era, and we did a little digging, and we found the draft registration for a relative out of Dover, New Jersey, but he was 45, and we didn't find any service records. But yeah, and then we kind of just stopped, but because time, who's got the time? But I do hope to find out more about the only true American side of my family, or quarter of my family, that I have, the colonial era one. Wasn't Ty Webb Chevy Chase's name in Caddyshack? Was it? Caddyshack. That's something I haven't watched that in years. Stella, I'm still not convinced you are in Gettysburg. I need more convincing. Yeah, right. Oh, it was. Look at that. Okay. So Ty Webb, our Ty Webb is an alias. Hanan Khan says, why do historians fast on Sundays? Because Mike Lentz. I see what you're doing. It's a Lent joke? Is that what? No. Is it? I might lose you guys here, so I'm trying not to talk until... Usually it's right around here where service goes away. All right, I guess we're okay. Okay. Ghost says, hello all and good morning, dealing with being sick. Sorry to hear that. A friend of mine was just telling me yesterday that he's down with the flu. So I guess there's another something going around. SP says, a documentary, Lordy, Mike, as if there isn't already enough pressure. No, I know. Well, you know what? He handles the pressure well. I didn't want to put more on him, but he seems to be, cool with the idea. Yeah, and right, as Mike says, it'll be good content either way. If it's not, if he doesn't succeed, which I find hard to believe. You kind of you kind of you play the odds. I think the odds are pretty good that Mike is going to get his license. That's my take on it. Having hung around and been friends with guides for 20 years, I've taken hundreds of tours. I've known Mike for 5 or 6 years now, and I'm pretty confident that he'll pass. So I think we will have a happy ending. But if it's a sad ending, sad endings are good too, guys. Guys, that's life. That's life. And this is a documentary. This isn't a narrative. So I think either way, it'll be good. But he's going to pass. It's a good thing the Italian came late. Somebody told me they have a habit of greasing the Union. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Hanan, you're very up on American cultural references and jokes, and I find you very funny. I'm glad you found us. Neither side of my family, says Ghost, arrived in the Americas until early 1900s. Matthew says, true American. If you're a citizen, you're an American. God bless America. Keep up the good work. Well, you know what I mean. That part of my family that's been through it all. Not the ones that were late to the party. Okay, 69th PA. There, it's that phallic symbol there, that obelisk. When the Park Service used to do the Adopt a Position program, that was one of the monuments that we adopted, or the position that we adopted. You don't actually take care of the monument, you take care of the area around the monument. Because, let's be fair, the public are boneheads. And you could hurt the monument while trying to be helpful. You don't mean to hurt it, but you just do it by accident. It's okay. It's okay. Ghost says, friends, Romans, countrymen, lends me your ears. Oh boy, we're gonna do lens puns now. Alicia says, sorry about not chatting very much, pretending to work in the office. Blah, haha. That's okay. That's okay. You must pretend to earn your pay. It's funny. So obviously when you put content out on the internet, you see the numbers and everything like that, the activity. And consistently across all platforms, Saturdays and Sundays are the least busy days. And it's funny, but if I were an employer, I'd be pissed. If I were an employer, I would have something that would disable your ability to listen to things during the work day. Because it's so, the difference between, like, if I post something, or I do, let's say, like, I do a live video like this on a weekday, it gets more views than it would if I were doing this on a Saturday. And like on a Saturday, it could be like, unknown underground volcano explodes in erupts in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and it would get like 9 views as it's live. But if I did it on a Tuesday, it would get more, maybe in the hundreds. So I just think it's interesting that when it's our time, when it's our personal time, we're off doing things. We're doing things that we want to do. We're doing things we need to do besides work. But when we're on the boss's dime, we're entertaining ourselves otherwise. I wonder how much work would get done if we weren't always, distracted by something in the background or whatever. And I'm not complaining, because, I want your views. But I just find it's very interesting to see that, again, whatever the platform, YouTube, podcast apps, social media, it's always the same amount of activity on the same days and whatnot. Sixth question says, as opposed to me, it appears that I'm related to half the state of Connecticut. Hanan thinks there's only 5 people in Connecticut. That's not true. There's 6. Matthew says, I cannot wait to see the Mike Lentz documentary. Well, we have our first shoot day coming up, so it's going to be a year away at least before it's finished, like being shot, I think. So it's going to be a while. Fair enough, Mike. Maybe that's where they got the idea for 2.5 Men. Rocky lost in the first movie, but it's still my favorite in the series. Yeah, see, right. Losing in the end of a movie is not bad. I don't like movies that always have to have a happy ending. Like, at the end of Gettysburg, did the Chamberlain brothers really need a hug? I could have done without it. Didn't need it. It's not like the whole time I was going, oh God, they're separated from each other. Will they ever meet again? And if they do, will they hug? I couldn't care less. Hanan says, I'll be honest, the internet is very American and I had a very British education. So we just grew up around Western media, YouTube. YouTube is the best source, honestly. I love Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. Okay, well, there you go. Those are some good influences on your comedic abilities there. And okay, I figured it was something like that. You've been westernized. Ghost of Sickle's Legs reminds you all something very important. He says, button of like, people, press it. He's talking about the like button, and Sharon once called in and said, I don't do this on these videos enough. I don't really do it at all. Actually, I think she was saying it all. Which is, if you like this content and you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help. And now with YouTube's new algorithm, now they are suppressing views. So that means you're not seeing the content as much. No, sorry, not views. Yeah, I forget. Something was going down. So anyway, they're screwing with things again. So I found a video that explains it and what you can do to overcome it. But of course, it's like a 10-step thing, and now I got to learn that. So it'll be a while before I'll be able to do the things to feed the algorithm properly. So in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, the best way to make sure that we keep doing this is becoming a patron at patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. What were we talking about before that? I don't remember. Actually, they say if you actually hate something on YouTube, liking it actually helps you. It's a weird thing, but try it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Oh my God, suddenly I got 72 likes. We're gonna go this way today. Let's come up with a title for the 6Q movie. Well, someone had suggested Making a Guide, but I'm open to suggestions. That's the working title and the one to beat. So go ahead, throw out your ideas. The winner will get 1 free month of Patreon. If you're already a patron, fine, I'll give you 1 free month. Fine. Ty Webb says there were 6 people in Connecticut, but Mike Lentz left, so now it's only 5. And then Hanan says, thank you, Ty Webb. See, Matt? Ghost says, 6Q, I came, I fell, and I got up again and fell. Oh. I don't know if that would fit on a thumbnail and be readable, so we'd have to shorten it. Ty says, wait, does Matt hate the happy ending of Gettysburg being that the Union won? For shame. No, not that. That the Chamberlain brothers hugged. Because remember, isn't that the last shot? They hug, and then there's a big swell of the orchestra and everything. And we're supposed to be like, oh, the brothers are reunited. How about the brothers who weren't reunited? What about them? Stella Beard says, the 6Q documentary will be a while because it all started with his childhood in the many, many moons ago in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go that far back. We are going to start a little bit at the beginning, you know. Mike's going to have to get some baby pictures and little kid pictures, you know, growing through life. Because we are going to talk a little bit about that just so that you know who he is and his journey to guidedom. Walking Wounded with 6 questions. That's a good one. I like that. Movie title, The Ballad of 6Q, the Mike Lentz story. I like how serious that sounds. Hanan says, Matt, who's your team when it comes to sports? Okay, well, so Hanan, I know you're new to addressing Gettysburg, but the running joke is that when a guide makes a sports analogy, my eyes glaze over and I start drifting off and go on my phone and play Candy Crush. I couldn't care less about sports. If I had to, I would pick the New York Giants because that's my family's team and we grew up in Giants country. But I find the whole thing stupid, and with no offense to people who are into sports, but I look at it like this. You're really just in love with the logo because the team changes. So it's like the guys that played for the Giants when you were a kid don't play for the Giants anymore. But they made you fall in love with the Giants. But what are you really falling in love with at the end of the day? It's a jersey. It's a logo. But whatever, to each his own. Who cares? As long as it keeps people satiated and whatever. Although it doesn't. Well, it does, but it doesn't make them happy. I see so many people upset over teams winning and losing. I don't get it. The only team I care about is Team America. America! Fuck yeah! SP, are you on? Oh, yes. SP, we are on all. That was the first thing I did. We got on all of the podcast platforms. And, excuse me. And we're on ones that I think are actually in other countries because I've never heard of them. I don't hear American podcasters using them. But they're everywhere. So we're on a ton of them, and then new ones become available for me to join through the publishing website that I belong to. So I link up with them. So yes, we're always on those. But actually, I must tell you that the trend seems to be shifting away from audio only shows, which is why that sweet angel that out of the blue enabled Addressing Gettysburg to get new video equipment was truly a godsend because that's where everything is heading. So I'm actually in the middle right now of trying to figure out what to do, because now that the government has come to its senses and changed the film permit rules, um, there's no reason to not what's the word I'm looking for? Well, not do more video content, because one obstacle is out of the way, and also we could be spontaneous with it. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say I was working on a little short about Pickett's charge, and I wanted, for an artistic shot, I wanted a misty morning shot of that field. Um, well, I can't predict that and fill out a permit application and then hope that I'll get that shot. But I can drive around with my camera in my car for a couple of weeks, and then when I get that opportunity, I jump out of the car and I get the shot. But the permitting rules killed that. So now that that's gone, there's really no reason, except for the lack of funds to hire technicians like cameramen and stuff, to do it with me, because some things we have ideas for, we need people. So, but still, that's one obstacle out of the way. So anyway, so everything's kind of moving towards video. So the talk shows that we do are going to be video, but I'm also wondering, like, do I kind of slow down on the talk shows in order to produce these videos, because I have a small window of time to produce most of the videos I want to do. It's really like late April, early May to mid-October, while the leaves are green. That's when I want to shoot most of my Gettysburg stuff, at least, because the Gettysburg battle took place during the summer, so it looks stupid in the winter. So but that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, coordination with the other people involved, and then there's the editing, which takes more time as well. And you can't just squeeze show recordings. So I'm kind of at this juncture where it's like, there's different directions I can go in, but then the question always is, well, what will the patrons say? Because if I say to the patrons, okay, I'm going to not record as many shows for Patreon because I'm going to put that effort and time and money into producing videos, do I lose 30% of them because they're not getting shows, and they're like, well, we want shows, so blah blah blah. I can't spare 30% of them, because if I lose 30% of them, well, the whole idea is to somehow acquire more money so that I can hire people for the video shoots that we're doing. So that wouldn't be good. So I'm kind of in an analysis paralysis at the moment as to where to go. But I know that the ultimate, the final destination has to be videos on YouTube, more video shows. So I have to, like, I've got ideas. It's just how to do it, when to do it, all that stuff. So that's a long answer to your simple question there, SP. I like Go 6Q falling for history. That's pretty good. Oh, Captain, my Captain, the Legend of Lentz. Hanan Khan was thinking 6 in the Chamber. That's not bad. Because he did live out in Colorado, so there's kind of that Western thing. Ricky says Matt's favorite sport is hunting beaver. And let's see, James, Giants were 3-14. Of course you wouldn't care. I don't care, James. Thank you, though. Thank you. Could not care less. Ty says that's a Seinfeld bit. That player used to wear our shirt, and now, yeah, okay, good. So, okay, well, then thank you. If Seinfeld did it, then I know I'm on the right track. Hanan says you're also present in Pakistan on Apple Podcasts. Oh yeah, no, Apple is the first one we got on. Spotify, Stitcher. Oh geez, there's a million of them, and there's some that I actually think are either based out of Pakistan or India. I can't remember the name. I think it begins with a D, but I've never heard of it here in the States. So yeah, there's a million of them. Over here, sports is tied to politics because India, Pakistan. Oh God, yeah. Oh well, we've infused politics into our sports too. We need a spur of the moment, Matt. That is right, Ghost. Matt needs a spur of the moment, Matt. Hanan says, I think it really depends on what you want. Exposure or a niche audience that always tunes in because I'll be honest, we do a lot more talking about you and common interests than Gettysburg here. Yes, well here, this is not the show. See, that's the thing that throws everything off. And this is the algorithm's fault. Because YouTube wants to push certain things. I think live videos, live streams like this through the cell phone are one of the things that they push. So that's why we get a lot more live viewers here on these than we do when we do AG Today. Because they're pushing specific types of live with this stupid portrait setting. But that misrepresents, and again, that's why I'm moving AG Today to Patreon, because it misrepresents what addressing Gettysburg is. It's not mostly this. It's mostly history stuff. But they're not pushing that. So it's and I noticed that because the history shows we've been putting out, they don't get the normal amount of views that they get. And then I Googled, did YouTube change the algorithm January 2025? And sure enough, they did. So it screws everything up. And when you're new to it and you discover us this way, you think that this is what it is. It's not. Like, this isn't what it is. We all understand when your busy season is and get it done to your standards. So I don't know. You know what I'm going to do, Ghost? I think what I'm going to do is a Zoom with the patrons who want to be involved. And it'll be like, what do you call it? Like a summit, a council that I want to run these things by, and I want to get a sense of where people are with it. And then I'll leave it up there for the rest of the patrons to watch. Because I just want to know. I mean, obviously, this is how I make my living. I don't want to lose half of my living because of a business decision that is designed to improve the business and improve the reach so that more people can learn history the way we like to learn history. Because people are fickle. And I'm to be honest with you, like doing this, you're really like terrified of your audience. Isn't loyal to you per se. They like the way you do whatever your content is, whatever your subject is, but they're interested in the subject. They're not interested in you, and so you can ruin that. Meaning me, I can ruin that because. If I get to thinking that people are actually interested in me and what I have to say, then that is dangerous because that's not why people tune into addressing Gettysburg or really anything else. Like they like the way somebody does something, but it's really, if they found out you disagreed with them politically and they saw you bleeding on the side of the road, they'd walk right past you. So it's like, you got to be careful. There's just a lot of things to think about. And then also, I work alone. I don't have, I have people I can bounce ideas or things off of, but it's not the same. Like when Eric was around, we would sit and have like really long conversations about this stuff. And he always had really good ideas and advice. And then once we decided what to do, he'd be like, okay. And he would just instinctively know what his job would be to support me doing my job. Now I have to do both. And those are both different sides of the brain. And when you're inclined towards one and not the other, you have to learn how to use the other. And it's extra work. So anyway, my point is, I'm not complaining. I'm just again, I'm in a state of confusion right now because I don't know where to go, what to do. I know what needs to be done. I know where we need to go, but I don't really know how to get. I know what I want, but I just don't know how to go about getting it. As the great American philosopher James Hendricks once said, all the leaves are brown and Matt's filming is done. He went for a walk in the autumn sun. Beautiful, beautiful Ty. You are a poet. Uh, CG. I was hoping earlier, and these people are moronic. You're talking about Deezer. Is it Deezer? Yeah, it is Deezer. Is that out of India or Pakistan? SP says, Ty Webb says, engaging with that. Okay. Ghost says, getting patrons together is like herding cats. Well, I'm not expecting all 700 of them to join, but I know that there is a core group of you guys that I hear from regularly. They regularly comment. I know some of you personally, and I've come to trust your opinions. And so, like anything else, the 350 million people don't vote, but we live by what those who vote for. So it would be the same thing. Whoever shows up will help me figure things out. I'll weigh everything and then make my decision and do what I do, whatever that might be. Hanan says, Matt, I think it's time we got into the Colombian Pakistani business. Ah, I see what you're saying. It's too risky. Too risky. I'm too old for risks. Babber says, I looked at Patreon this morning. I couldn't find anything free to watch. So then I'm going to have to go in and look at it myself. I don't know how it works, Barbara. I'll tell you, there are free posts out there. So you just have to scroll down far enough. I don't know. Well, let's see, since we haven't done AG Today for a month or a couple months, there haven't been any of those out. So anything that's come out in the last 2 months has been members only. So that might be why you might not have scrolled down far enough, or you can't even see it unless you're a member. I don't know. I'll look into it and find out. It says we need to fund AG one way or another, as probably plateau plomo, lead or silver. I like what you think. How are you? All right, guys. Excuse me. I've got to run into a store and grab something, and then I got to go to the studio and grab my laptop and go home and do some work. So I will talk to you guys next time I talk to you. And aside from Civil War, what's your favorite period of American history? That whole mid 19th century, or mid to late 19th century, westward expansion, everything. I find that all so fascinating. Probably that. I mean, if I had to go into another century, definitely World War II, and the American Revolution. Ancient Rome is pretty interesting. Ancient Egypt. Not so much the Greeks. I don't know why they don't fascinate me as much. British history is also pretty fascinating to me. I don't know. There's just some things that grab me, some things that don't. Music history, film history. I just think the more interesting people are all dead in whatever field it is. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I live amongst the living and I don't see them as they haven't had a chance to have been romanticized or idealized like all of the people of the past have. So I just find them more interesting. I don't know. Turkish prisons are a piece of cake. You haven't had the cake in the U.S. prisons, Hanan. But Matt wouldn't do well. He would sell out to the first dude with food. Yeah, I couldn't last a day in prison. Couldn't last a day. Ty, I assure you, don't want to go to prison here. It's not a prison, that's why. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go. With all due respect, Hanan, I don't think I'd want to go on vacation over there. I just, I don't know. See, you understand our culture because you've got it. You've got it growing up. We didn't get your culture, so I don't know anything about it. But as you're saying right now, it's a concentration camp. They force you to do math 24/7. Oh my God. See, right there. Right there. Salad in prison is not the... Okay, I'm going. You guys have yourselves a great day. I'll talk to you later.